Alicia here with another lightened up Weight Watcher friendly recipe, and today's recipe is going to be for blueberry cream stuffed pancakes. Now this is a viewer request video. I got a request for blueberry stuffed pancakes, so this is going to be kind of my take on that. Now when I think of stuffed pancakes, I think of crepes. That's just kind of where my mind goes to. So I'm going to be using my cottage cheese pancake recipe, just adding a couple things to that for this, because those really are very crepe-like. So I think they'd be perfect for a stuffed pancake. Plus they are already very Weight Watcher friendly, low carb, high protein, all that good stuff. So that's what I'm going to be doing as the pancake. And then I'm going to be doing a blueberry compote with this and a whipped cream cheese filling as well. So that's what this is. Hopefully this comes close to what the viewer was wanting. But let me jump in to ingredients and I'll show you what you're gonna need to make these. So as I was saying, these pancakes are gonna start with my 3-ingredient cottage cheese pancake, which I absolutely love. I make them all the time. They're just really easy, really delicious. I'm gonna be doubling the recipe on those. So what you're gonna need is a 1/2 cup self-rising flour. You could also use all-purpose. I believe that's what I used in my video I did on those a few years ago, was all-purpose, but I'm using self-rising today. And then here, I've got 8 large eggs. And then for the cottage cheese in these, I'm gonna be using a 1% milk fat today. You could use 2%. You could use fat-free. That's entirely up to you. I use all of the above when I do these pancakes, but for this specific application, I'm gonna be using the 1% milk fat. So 2 cups of that. And then also to those, I'm gonna be adding just a little bit of sweetener with this Lakanto classic Monkfruit sweetener. I'm gonna be adding just 2 teaspoons to the batter for that. And then my other addition is gonna be a teaspoon vanilla. So that's all you're gonna need for the pancakes. For the blueberry compote, you are going to need some blueberries. I'm gonna be using these frozen ones today. I'm gonna be using 1.5 cups of those. You could also use fresh. You're also gonna need a 1/3 cup water. And here I've got a tablespoon lemon juice. This is just the bottled lemon juice from concentrate. You could also use fresh. That would be even better if you had that on hand. You're also gonna need a teaspoon cornstarch, and then you're gonna need a 1/4 cup of a no-calorie sweetener. Again, I'm gonna be using the Lakanto Monkfruit sweetener in the classic. And then finally, the whipped cream cheese filling I'm gonna be doing for this, you're gonna need a couple ounces of fat-free whipped topping. And then you're gonna need 4 ounces of a light cream cheese, a 1/2 teaspoon vanilla, and then a no-calorie powdered sugar. I'm using the Lakanto, but you could use whatever type you like or prefer, but you're going to need 1.5 tablespoons of this. And then finally, I've got some olive oil here in my little spritzer. I used to do these pancakes with butter, but now that I am doing Weight Watchers, I don't use butter anymore. You could also use a no-calorie cooking spray, but I don't like using that on my non-stick pans because it tends to kind of gum up on there. So I've been using just olive oil. So I've got a teaspoon of olive oil factored into the recipe builder because that's probably about what I'm going to be using for my pan. But that is everything, so let me get these started. First thing I'm gonna do is get my blueberry compote going. So in a medium-sized pot here, on medium-high heat, I'm gonna add in my 1.5 cups of frozen blueberries, my 1/3 cup water, 1/4 cup sweetener, tablespoon lemon juice, and my teaspoon cornstarch. I'm gonna just stir all that together, and I'm gonna let this cook in here until it comes to a boil. And while I'm waiting for this to come to a boil, I'm gonna go ahead and get my whipped cream cheese filling ingredients all weighed out and ready to go so I can do that next. Okay, this has come to a boil, so I'm gonna turn my heat down to low, and I'm gonna just let this continue to cook in here for another 5 minutes or so until it thickens up a little bit more. And I'll just occasionally stir that during that process. While that compote is simmering over there, I'm gonna go ahead and get my filling done up real quick. So in a stand mixer, I'm gonna go ahead and add in my 4 ounces of cream cheese, and this is room temperature, which is what you want so that it's going to cream together a whole lot better. And you won't have all those little cream cheese lumps. So to that, I'm gonna add 1.5 tablespoons of my Lakanto powder, or again, powdered calorie-free sweetener of your choice. And then my 1/2 teaspoon vanilla extract. And I'm gonna just whip all of that together until it's nice and creamy. I've got that all mixed together well, so now I'm gonna go ahead and take my bowl off, and I'm gonna add in my 2 ounces whipped topping, which is 1/4 of that tub, by the way. I just weighed mine out though, to make it easier. And then I'm gonna fold that in. I've got that all folded in, so now I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna set it in my fridge while I'm working on the pancakes. Here's how my blueberry compote is looking. Not that it's really picking up on the camera, but I just let this continue to sit on a low heat for probably about 15 minutes. And it has thickened up pretty well. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take it off the heat and I'm gonna just set it aside until I am ready for it. So for the pancakes, I'm gonna be using my blender. I am doubling the recipe that I usually do for these, so while I would normally actually do mine in my NutriBullet, it's not all gonna fit in there. So I'm using a blender today. And the first thing I'm gonna do is add in my 8 eggs. Next up, I'm gonna add in my 2 cups cottage cheese, my 1/2 cup self-rising flour, and again, you can use all-purpose if you want. That would actually make these even more crepe-like because there would be no leavening agent in it as there is with the self-rising flour containing the baking powder in it. And that is one key difference between crepes and pancakes, is crepes don't have a leavening agent, whereas pancakes do. Next up, I'm gonna add in my teaspoon vanilla. And finally, my 2 teaspoons Lakanto Classic. Now I am gonna just blend this until it's nice and smooth. All right, I got that all blended together really well. And this batter is very runny, as you can probably see there. Again, another thing that is crepe-like about this, which is why this is gonna be perfect for these, I think. It is a very, very runny batter. That is normal. So now I'm gonna take this over to my stove and we'll get the pancakes going. So I've got a large frying pan here and I've got it on medium heat. I'm gonna go ahead and spritz it with a little bit of olive oil. And I've dropped my olive oil spritzer, so it doesn't spritz as well as it used to, but that still works okay. And then I'm gonna actually, instead of just pouring this directly from the blender, I'm gonna measure this out. And I'm gonna pour this in a 1/2 cup amounts, just so I can get these as equal as possible. I'm gonna just kind of let that spread in the pan a little bit to get these a little bigger. And then I'm gonna just let these cook. And you wanna let them cook until they've got some nice big bubbling on the surface. And the surface is going to look almost dry. And so at that point, it's ready to flip. So I will be back once this is ready to flip. Okay, this is looking ready to flip. So I'm gonna go ahead and do my best. I always say I am not a good pancake flipper, especially when I'm filming myself. That's when it really goes bad. But you're gonna just flip this. Wasn't too bad. And then you're gonna cook it for probably an additional minute or so on that side. And the first side took about probably 4 to 5 minutes, especially with this first. The first one takes a little bit longer because your pan's still heating up and all that good stuff. But I would say anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes before you flip. So again, I'm gonna let this cook for about a minute and then I'll be back. Okay, it's been about a minute and I can tell this is done because it is sliding around in there. So I'm gonna go ahead, slide it off onto my plate. And now I'm gonna do the rest of these up. And once I've got these all done, I will be back and we'll put these together. got all my pancakes cooked. I got 8 total. And just kind of a look at the thickness of these, a little closer up look. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and assemble these. I've got my blueberry and my whipped cream cheese here. So how I'm going to do this is I'm going to just take each pancake and I'm going to put about a tablespoon and a half of the whipped cream cheese on there. Be a little closer to 2 tablespoons on that. Got a little bit more. And then I'm going to just spread that on 1/2 of this. And then next up, I'm going to add about a tablespoon of my blueberry compote. And that's what this is looking like. I don't think it was picking up very well in the pan. So about a tablespoon of this. I'm going to just kind of add on here like that. And then you can either roll these, or I like to just fold them. So I'm going to just fold this over like that. And then again. And that is all there is to these. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up the rest of them. And then we'll be back, give you points, and we will give these a taste. All right, I've got these all done. Again, there's 8 of them total. And these are going to be 4 points a piece. So we'll go ahead, give these a try, or I'll have my hubby give them a try. I'm still fasting right now, so I can't give them a try right now, but I pretty much know that I'm gonna love these just because I love the cottage cheese pancakes, and again, I eat those all the time. I love blueberry, I love cream cheese, anything, so these I know are gonna be good. But anyway, I'll have my hubby try them out. I'm gonna let you know, and he can let you know what he thinks of them. Okay, grab my hubby here. Got a couple of these on a plate, because that's probably what he's gonna eat. And I just topped with some fresh blueberries. How's the blueberry?
Nice job on the blueberries.
Yeah, they're good.
Mm-hmm. Okay, here we go.
Now you've had cottage cheese pancakes a gazillion times.
So that's the first thing I get.
Is the cottage cheese pancake?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then what's that cream?
It's cream cheese, whipped topping, vanilla, and sweetener.
Mm-hmm. Then that, and then the fruit.
What do you think?
In that order.
What do you think of the compote, the blueberry compote? Are you a blueberry fan? No.
I'm not a.
You're not. Well, that's you're not. As far as fresh fruit.
I find them rather bland.
Yeah.
But that's really good.
Oh, I was going to show that bite. You took it before I can show it.
Hold on. Well, that was the perfect.
Yeah, that was the perfect. That one's a good one right there. It's all squeezing out the end. So you like those? Those are 4 points a piece.
Oh, totally worth it. See?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know I'm going to like them. Like I said, I eat these cottage cheese pancakes all the time.
So this is another one of those where if I was at IHOP and they plopped that down in front of me,
you wouldn't know it was dietetic.
I wouldn't
Is that
know.
a word, dietetic?
I don't know. Weight Watcher friendly.
Weight Watcher friendly?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, those pancakes alone are just, I know I keep saying it, but they're absolutely delicious.
Well, if you want a treat, this is it right here.
All right, guys, that was the blueberry cream cheese, cream stuffed pancakes. Thanks to the viewer that requested these. I know I'm going to love them. You love them, right?
I love you.
Oh, I love you too.
These are good.
But those are good.
Yeah.
Our son's going to love these too. He requests that I make just the plain old cottage cheese pancakes all the time.
We think.
In fact, I just made them the other day for him. But anyway, we're all going to love these. I hope the person that requested this loves it if you try it. And everybody else, anybody that tries this, I hope you love it too. Let me know if you do. I always love hearing back. on what you guys think of my recipes. But thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.